What's the experience been like being here?
It's actually been a lot of fun. It's been, getting to know the guys, to know the players, all the coaches, Boise itself. Really enjoyed the last few weeks. Really got a great group of guys. In general, we're young, they're fun. They would show up every day, they want to work hard. It's just been a blast to get to know, not like I said, not only the players, but also this program. I mean, it's phenomenal. The things that go on around here and the way Coach Harsin runs the program and the culture is definitely something special, and you can see why this place has such a great mystique about it. And it's really is a phenomenal experience to be here, to be able to be a part of it. And then obviously, hopefully, I can contribute a lot to it and bring some stuff and coach these guys up.
Obviously, drop the M word. He dropped the M word, the mystique word. But how was it that you kind of ended up here? What was the process like, and being interested, and maybe Boise State reaching out to you? How'd that kind of work out?
Like I mentioned before, I mean, this place has such a unique kind of brand about it across the country. That we're looking from the outside in. It's always I've always admired what's gone on here. I was with the Indianapolis Colts the last 2 years, and obviously Chuck Pagano's got a great relationship with these guys. He's been here, he's coached here, spends a lot of time up here in the off season, and so they had an opening. He talked to Coach Harsin and some of the defensive staff, and then he reached out to me, asked me if I'd be interested, and without hesitation, it was absolutely I would be. Just like I said, I mean, this place has always been somewhere that has been unique in my mind. And so it just kind of, that's how the process got started, was Coach Coach Pagano connected me with Coach Harsin and Coach Avalos, and then kind of just went through the process, that way. And even though I came from Coach Pagano, I mean, Coach Harsin he grilled me. I mean, it was, full day interview, it was on-field drills. He was thorough. And it really was actually, it was awesome to be part of that, and to know that the other coaching staff, other coaches in the staff are the exact same way, that they're thorough, they're detailed, they're organized. It really was a great experience from the start.
Obviously, going to college and pro, doing both different levels and stuff. Yeah. Was there something about getting back to the college level too, maybe, or what was it
I love the relationships. And obviously those are new with me right here in these group of guys, but just the relationships throughout the years with these guys as they go through the recruiting process, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, and you're kind of with them the whole step of the way, academics, and really become such a mentor to them. It's a lot of fun. It's very fulfilling. My family loves it. I mean, they're around. They'll be out of practice. My daughters like to make cookies for players and things like that. I mean, it just becomes a real family environment.
How important is it for you as a coach to have spring, where you come in, you're learning a new team, and maybe compare it with like the OTAs you would have had in the pros, and how much more you can kind of feel a part of it than that?
I think the big difference from that standpoint in the spring here is the spring in the NFL and the OTAs is such a limited what you can do with the players. I mean, you're limited amount of times that you can be within the meeting room, limited amount of times you can be on the field with them. Drill work is limited, so you just don't get quite the same experience in terms of coaching them, just all the little details, and being able to get with these guys, watch a bunch of film, go out on the field, even in the spring stuff when you can't use footballs, you're still coaching, going through the drills, and able to work with them and get to know them a little bit there, and just have a more hands-on approach with them. And so I think just the ability to have that much time and experience with these guys on a daily basis is unique and fun.
So I saw your wife tweet the picture of the moving truck. Was that your spring break? Getting everything moved out?
That was it. So I didn't get to relax a whole lot, but the great thing is it was a great week to be able to go home, kind of tie up all my loose ends in Indianapolis, and then get the wife and kids out here, and it was phenomenal. I mean, we just drove across the country. It took a few days, and nothing like 3 days in the car with your wife and kids. So but they're great and loved it. And the funny thing is, those are the memories you'll remember. You won't remember taking a flight, from Indianapolis to Boise if you're moving. I mean, let alone you're going to think back of my kids. And they'll remember the car ride and the trip and spending all that time together and playing, license plate bingo and, playing cards on the dash and all that fun stuff. So it was good. It was a good spring break.
Besides the skill set of the NFL, how much different is it from coaching in the NFL to where it is in college?
You know what? You're coaching football, and I'll be honest, it's not that much different. I mean, and really, too, I mean, like I said, the time, especially in the OTAs, is the one main difference. But the players in the NFL, too, they want to get better. They want to be coached. And I think, so from that standpoint, obviously, the talent level, because you're dealing with the top 10% and top 10%, or top 10%, top 1%, whatever. But the guys are hungry, you know, and they're hungry here, and they want to be coached, and they want to be better. And you know, you text them, hey, make sure you guys are kind of watching tomorrow's install. You know, take a look at it. It's been posted online for you guys, and they're in it, you know, and they come the next day with questions. And so it's just a great experience, and it's so much fun to be around and be a part of.
What have you seen out of the secondary guys you're working with? Your first impressions on, you know, you've got quite a few guys back in the secondary that have had some experience.
Yeah, no, we got a bunch of guys, and you know, I think that, well, like I said, you got the top couple guys that have played a lot of football, and then you got everybody else who hasn't played a lot of football. You know, Jalen started against Oregon because of the injury with Tyler, but other than that, I mean, really, you got Tyler and Avery at corner, and that's who you return. And those guys they're awesome with coaching and teaching the younger guys too. I mean, they do a great job giving them pointers and coaching them up. Those guys come off the field and they're talking to them, and so that's a lot of fun. But then all those young guys, they're hungry and they're trying to get better and they want to be coached, and you know, they're asking questions and they're involved and they're engaged, and so it's a lot of fun. But there is definitely you know, a difference between the guys that have played a lot of ball and the guys that are just still trying to learn it all. And really, even Tyler and Avery, though, I mean, they ask questions, they come in, they watch the film, they shoot me texts at night, you know, and so they're all hungry, and you know, and they're such good role models, those younger guys. It's awesome.
I feel really bad if I didn't ask about your reality TV experience.
You feel bad, huh?
Yeah.
We waited 6 minutes. We waited 6 minutes.
I regret if I didn't ask it, but you know, just what was that like, and you know, how'd you get interested in that, and you know, how'd that kind of come about?
Yeah, no, I kind of fell into that in a sense, I guess. You know, the long and short of it is, you know, they had initially asked my brother about it, and he directed them to me, and so that's kind of how I got into it. And then it just kind of, you know, he got me in touch with some of the producers, and it just went through their process. And, you know, I kind of was at a point in my life where I was still playing a little ball, but I had a lot of time to kill. So it was kind of like, you know, hey, why not? You know, and it was back before reality shows got real popular. So it really was a fun experience because, like I said, I mean, reality shows weren't popular at that time. They were just starting to come out. So it was really like a whole group of guys that we just hung out. You felt like you were back in college again. You know, and we hung out and played basketball and, you know, played, you know, had a pool table and swam and, you know, did all kinds of stuff and just kind of hung out. So it was a fun experience.
So it wasn't the most traditional path to becoming a coach. Was coaching something you wanted to do? Was that something that was in your mind then? You know, I mean, I guess a lot of guys maybe as soon as they're done playing go right into it, but you know. You know,
it was definitely something that always intrigued me. I finished playing. Well, I tried to go. I mean, so I finished my NCAA eligibility. I had one class left to graduate. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers cut me. So Butch Davis was the head coach of the University of Miami at the time, and he you know, honored my scholarship, let me come back and paid for me to finish school. So during that year, I got to be a student coach, and Coach Pagano was my position coach in college, and also he was, you know, so I got to work with him from a coaching standpoint as well at that time. And so that's kind of gave me the first glimpse of coaching. You know, from there, I still kind of tried to play and did the reality show and did a little this, did a little that, and you know, hung out for a little bit, and then decided at some point I needed to, you know, get a real job once you know, football stopped, you know, essentially stopped letting me play. You know, I got a real job for a couple years, working for a computer consulting company, but it really wasn't. I liked the job, but it wasn't what I felt like I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I kind of called up at that time. Now Coach Coker was the head coach of the University of Miami. So I called him up and just kind of told him I'd be interested in GA, and if something came available, and that's kind of how I got into it.